Alright guys, we're back. About to do this house here, into the roof. And we got three sides, cedar shingles, and a deck in the back. This deck here. It's gonna be. Dumping out the line. Yeah. Alright, let's get into it, guys. You know what it is. 5 times the speed on this one. Callum's got that red gun, and he's just pre-wetting all the cedars. He's gonna be wetting everything. Everything he sees, wet. You know? That's all you need to do when you're power washing. If everything's wet, everything's gonna be okay, most likely. Alright? And here I am. I got the Soft Wash Factory booster pump, and this thing is putting on the mix. You can see that like weird little shape of mold there. That actually blends in when you clean this, and it does kill it all. And the sun will actually bake that off. The heat will bake that off the shingles, just kind of like a roof will when you're doing just a wood cleaning and not a restoration, right? Here's my 6 foot wand, and yes, I can hold this gun and a 6 foot wand with one hand. It's, yep, it's pretty cool to have a 6 foot wand, especially when you have a mix that has to go up that high. I understand we could all just use a roof gun and blah blah. I mean, a roof pump and all this shit. But guys, you guys start just spraying it like crazy like that. You're gonna have your mix all like doing the siding like that. You can get your mix all over the place, spraying 3% up to 6% like I do. And or I mean, or if you're spraying oxalic acid or bicarbonate or anything, you're not supposed to be getting any chemicals. I don't care what anyone says about bicarbonate. You cannot just get that all over bushes and be like, that's fine. And just leave it on there, like you can't just leave any SH on a bush, even on a house wash. You don't just leave it on there. You can kill the whole bush. But like usual, I got my adjustable brass tip. That's the same one I've been using. So we're gonna actually go for it and say that um started in July. I'll just go with August. See if this thing lasts the whole rest of the year. This exact tip right here. We're just going to keep using this unless we have to use the J rod. The reason why I have the J rod, um, well, we do have that lighter fan spray, which I like for decks. I like this thing for decks as well. But the shooter tip does get a little bit more distance than this thing because this thing here kind of dumps it out a little bit more. You get like a little bit more gallon per minute, say when you turn this and turn it into a shooter tip look when you're spraying it like that. But yeah, I mean, this back deck here, well, this one here is pretty new with the Trex decking, vinyl railings, and even these cedars are cleaning up real nice, guys. These are really good. They were solid black. You can see it just transforming right in front of your eyes. Looks great. And like I say, always pre-rinse everything, just everything. Plants, friggin' furniture that you can't move out of the way, that isn't gonna have anything bad happen to it, like that's plastics and stuff like that, like grill covers, doesn't matter. Different composite materials or vinyl materials of um, like those seats there, nothing's gonna happen to him, right? So we just keep him on the deck, move him around, spray everything, get Callum down there, soaking everything up with that water. Always on the trigger, basically. He's basically always dumping out 10 gallons a minute, just all over the place. And that's what's protecting us, basically. Where this job would take us way longer because we would have to keep going around, spraying water. You can't just be letting this stuff sit on plants or, I mean, there's not too much vegetation around at this job, but on a lot of jobs, guys, there's vegetation around every single deck, around the whole entire house. We got, garden beds of like tomatoes, cucumbers, and stuff. A lot, or even a koi pond. You don't even want to get started with that crap. But then these shingles down here are pretty new. As you can tell, those things look brand new after spraying them. That's why you want to keep up with your cedar shingles because you guys are going to start seeing some jobs that I do multiple times, and you'll see how great those shingles look after a few years of just keeping up with the cleaning. Especially if they weren't like completely ruined from the sun damage or any water damage from water running down it. Um, because they're not sealed and they're not painted, so you get a lot of damage to the shingle just from the sun and the rain alone. You're supposed to paint them basically, but in Massachusetts, guys, we have just neighborhoods upon neighborhoods of cedar shingles. So this is how we do it around here. I understand there's definitely the method of the wood restoration as well. And we are going to be showing some videos of that pretty soon. I think we got somebody that really wants it restored, not because like the shingles are in really good shape. It's just that they got a lot of mold and they got those bleed stains from the nails and stuff. So that's where that oxalic acid's going to really shine and really take that out and brighten it up nicely. So definitely take a look out for that pretty soon. And again, we get that 6 foot wand so I can get up there easy and not get too much overspray, especially on myself. I'm wearing a full face shield. That's why we're dubbing this, guys. Because whenever I'm doing roofs or cedar shingles, I'm always wearing that full face shield. You can't hear what I'm saying, so I always have to dub over the videos. All right, guys, so we're done with this part right here. Done with all the cedar shingles, done with all the deck in the back. Let's go tackle this roof. All right. Alright guys, here we are. Look at this roof. This roof doesn't look too steep right here, but this is actually a pretty good pitch. Yes, and I understand you shouldn't brush upwards on the roof. I wasn't pushing down too hard, just trying to loosen up these pine needles here, see what we're working with. I can move it pretty good with my hands right here, as you can see. I actually ended up snapping this brush, and luckily we have multiple brushes on the truck. But too bad we didn't have a broom, because that also was broken. Hey man, like I say, this is what happens when you work every day, guys. You know, gotta improvise. Even a leaf blower didn't work out for this, guys. It's stuck to the roof. You know, it's laying there, but it's just, I don't know, it's tough, right? Man, that is a lot of debris. So, let's get to it, guys. Alright guys, I had to brush this whole entire roof. I don't know what pitch this is on this roof here exactly. But it's definitely as steep as I want to go when it has this much moss on it. And I am 3 stories in the air, so that's never fun either. Um, and of course we're tied off as good as anybody would be. Right? Obviously tie yourself off if you're not comfortable on roofs, guys. Or even if you are, something can always happen. But me personally, I don't know, I used to do roofing and I just feel very comfortable on roofs. I do not go on them if they are much steeper than this, especially when you're talking about stuff with moss on it. I did clear a path. I would never suggest ever stepping on this roof with all these pine needles and moss on it though, at all. Even if you are strapped in, 'cause you're probably just gonna slip anyway and get hurt that way. And also never ever step onto a cedar shingle roof. Just don't ever do it. But yeah, I mean, this roof needed this brush. I mean, this stuff basically it's just really thick, kind of touching each other. It's really just webbed into itself. It's not really stuck to the roof, you know, because it all comes out good and pretty easy. But it's just all weaved into itself and with a bunch of sap and because of the pine needles and the moss on the roof. As you can see, there's a lot of moss still left, and obviously some of it is just loose that we would just blow off right afterwards. But of course, the camera died, because that's how that goes. I forgot the other battery with me, where I would have shown you guys us blowing this all off, cleaning all this mess up. Because no, you cannot just leave it all over the deck down below or all over the driveway. You want to clean this stuff up, throw it in bags, bring it with you, or dispose of it in the um, woods at their house is also a pretty good idea. So, see you guys on the next one, guys. Peace.